to show you how to use a rolling pin to make a texture on a simple cylinder. I got the rolling pin from Joann Fabrics on the kitchen baking area. So I have a large piece of clay slab rolled already. I'm using my rolling pin. I make sure I compress it 3 times in 3 different directions. I also have to flip it on the other side so I can compress them on both sides, and I have to use a wooden board almost the same size and flip it open fast, and I have to pry it slowly away from the board because it's sticking. So remember that clay have memory, and you're trying to be careful, and you have to compress them. Again, I always do 3 times compression so I can get rid of the bubbles, and clay will be ready for forming. So here is the rolling pin. I make sure I use release agent. Over here I'm using PAM cooking spray, and a lot of people like DW40 also. It does smell, but it works better than PAM. I rolled it. I have a little bump on the beginning part, so I have to move my pattern away from that bump. So when I cut my form, I make sure I use the needle slanting both sides, so that's the part that hopefully I can adhere easily. And the circle part, I have to put my signature, so I have some area, half of the circle is without design, so I can sign my name there. So I'm forming the circular pattern here using the actual circle pattern as my guide. As you see, the clay got stretched out, and I have a large overlap, so I am cutting with a needle tool, and I use the wooden tool to cut it straight, and the circular clay is my guide to follow the perfect circular shape. So I am now slip and scoring to connect the 2 sections, and I have to make sure they adhere properly. It's time to adhere the bottom to the body. My technique is to pinch the clay towards in, and I will slip and score the both side, and I don't have to make a noodle to use it as a reinforcement. At this point, you can keep the cylinder done over here, just smooth out the top, or you can also continue bellying out the inside of the cylinder and have a little form, rounded form. You just have to make sure you have enough water to stretch out the clay. Here it is. This is the basic form of a cylinder with texture. You still have to work it out. The bottom's kind of wonky here. It needs a lot of work still, a lot of patience. You can decide if you want to put a handle or you just want to use this as a planter. You can make this thinner. It helps to have a thick clay when you start if you are using textures. So when you stretch it out, you still have the designs and you're not losing any texture. There you go. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Again, Seth Gozo signing out. Goodbye.